this is a condensed version of what I would do. So I'm going to play like 4 to 8 bars on each of a few different variations, and those will be transcribed for you. So you get your own sort of like New Breed book style rundown of Nate's best ways to play the hottest hip hop tracks of 2015.
Some in my sleep trying to catch a beat. Some in my section trying to free. Kitchen play on the touchdown. I'm my own quarterback. Put my team on.
Hey guys, it's Nate from the 80/20 Drummer, and in this lesson, I'm going to tell you a couple secrets to play the drum beat that will pretty much allow you to play every rap song that's hot this summer, such as roll examples.
Frontin' like you did it for the fellas, get all the bitches jealous when you do that shit. No, they won't tease on that dick, they won't read on that dick, they won't leash on that dick. You a Rico Suave, ride around, listen to Sade. If you ain't with us, you an our way. You an actor, you should be on Broadway.
Look shit read, that's all I see. Look at the flick of their wrist, got them on me.
Now, the cool thing about those beats are that they're a pretty slow halftime with a backbeat. And that allows a lot of cool double time possibilities for the rap and also for the drums. Now, a lot of my lessons are more conceptual than this. I really get into the how and the why of things, so I recommend you check out my archive. But in this, I'm literally just going to spoon feed you a few things you can play so that if you had the gig next week, you would sound better. So the very basic beat for this type of rap song is something like this. 2, 3, 4. And very first and foremost, I want to give you an exact template beat that will be transcribed for you that you can learn as kind of your baseline, something I like to call the minimum effective beat. So that would sound like this. 2, 3, 4. And really quickly, I want to tell you 2 little meta concepts that'll make that sound better right away. And number 1 is that your backbeats and your ghost notes are all exactly in the center of the snare drum. If you do that, it'll have a really nice clean sound that'll blend well with other tracks, and which sounds great with kind of modern R&B or hip hop music. And the other thing is that you control your ghost notes so that if the entire track were quantized in Logic or Ableton, that your ghosted notes would fit in with the quantization without the engineer having to adjust things very much. And that makes engineers happy. So just having that stuff clean. And if you guys are interested in delving deeper into some exercises that'll help you out to practice these things, if that's not instinctive for you, stick around to the end of the video. I'll have a link to my video called the 80/20 Roadmap. Okay, so moving on, I want to give you a little variation that comes from Spanky McCurdy, and it's definitely something that Spanky uses a lot, and also Aaron Spears, the drummer for Usher. It's been around for a decade or so, but it's this rhythm. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And one reason that sounds so cool is that if you listen to rappers like Lil Wayne, a lot of times their flows will incorporate that rhythm. So you don't need to do much to make this sound hip. You can just actually add that in as a layer over the top of it and continue to play the halftime feeling underneath, and it'll sound super cool. So 2, 3, 4. And now really quickly, I want to show you an escalating progression that I like to call the looping exercise, which is sort of, if you gave this beat to me and said, practice playing around with this and playing over it, and gave me like 45 minutes in the shed, and told me to come back and be able to have some variations to improvise. This is a condensed version of what I would do. So I'm going to play like 4 to 8 bars on each of a few different variations, and those will be transcribed for you. So you get your own sort of like New Breed book style rundown of Nate's best ways to play the hottest hip hop tracks of 2015. So beginning with number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you do decide to use any of those variations in your playing, notice that if you listen to Aaron Spears or Spanky play, they have a real propulsiveness to their beat, so that even if they're playing simply, the beat sounds exciting. And if you want to cultivate that in your own playing, I recommend a slightly advanced technique, which is practicing with the metronome on 16th offbeats. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, or every 4th 16th. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And for more information on that, check out my video called the 80-20 Roadmap. More information at the end of this lesson. Okay, so those are a few loops to show you how you might vary that up. And you can certainly go in and out of the half time and the double time beat. So now I want to show you 2 fills that will make this really hot. And one is kind of a boilerplate gospel fill that comes from Thomas Pridgen, but a lot of other people use it. And the other is going to be a less orthodox one that comes from one of my favorite drummers, Eric Harland. Very first and foremost, the Thomas Pridgen fill is going to sound like this. 2, 3, 4. Let me slow that down for you. 1, 2. 4. 1, 2. 4. 1, 2. So let me play that in context for you a couple times. 1, 2. And you can also end it like that. 1, 2. Okay, so that one is pretty much just transcribe and learn. And I would practice just playing that every 4 or 8 bars along with your variations from the earlier part. Okay, so now I want to show you this Eric Harland lick, which has a simpler beginning, but it's going to sound more complicated at the end. So the kernel of the lick is just this. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. What we're going to do is we're just going to add an additional bass drum note. So instead of, it's going to be, so you turn that 1 E and a into a triplet and a, triplet and a, triplet and a. So our original phrase, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Is now going to sound like this. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there are a few variations you can do with this, but my favorites are just switching the cause and effect between the bass drum and snare. So instead of 3, 4, you can do 3, 4. So that'll sound like 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So another thing you can do is reverse the sticking. So instead of, you can also go, you can alternate. And that allows some cool possibilities with orchestrating to the floor time. For instance, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So let me play a couple of those in context so you get the idea. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so with those in your toolbox, I guarantee you'll be able to make any rap track from 2015 at a wedding gig hotter. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about if you want to go deeper and learn more about playing rudiments and playing clean. I have a video called the 80-20 Roadmap. Most drummers suffer from some version of the same 3 mistakes. They're not playing clean, not playing in time, and not having a good flow for their ideas. The 80-20 Roadmap will help you assess your own playing and figure out the biggest weaknesses and target those. And that's the secret to getting better faster. I will see you next time in another lesson of the week. I'm Nate. This is the 80-20 Drummer. One love.